Josh.
Ramen.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome to Ramen, part 3 of Let's Get Cooking.
Welcome to Let's Get Ramen.
Shut the fuck up. We're making a little bit of a riff on a shoyu ramen. It's not horse semen. Now, what a shoyu ramen is that's
I'll
ramen.
show you something.
No! That's ramen where soy sauce is a primary ingredient. You may have heard of other ramen, such as tonkatsu ramen, and
What the fuck?
or maybe you've heard of
Milk?
You've had it.
Josh, does soy-based ramen mean that the broth is just soy sauce?
No! It means that we're going to make a separate soy sauce base using some garlic and ginger, and we're going to make a separate broth using chicken broth and some other chicken and ramen. Who knows? Well, we got all the toppings and fixins, so let's get cooking. I guess we're done here. Step 1 of this feast.
Make ramen.
You gotta have a broth.
Got it.
Let's take a rather large pot and get it on a medium heat and start with some chicken broth.
Ramen?
Yeah.
It's like having a child on steroids. The enjoyment is unmeasurable.
That's true.
Less.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's get the second fucker in there.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh jeez! Oh god! Oh.
That's what we like to see here in Josh's kitchen. Here.
I'd like to mention we're not really following a recipe right now. I've never made broth for ramen, which means obviously we should...
Salad!
That's salad.
We still have to make the broth though. Is that it?
So let's see what else we can add in here. I have some mirin, which is a sweet seasoning. I think it could really add a little bit of flavor. Oh god. What the fuck?
Stab it with a knife. Stab it with a knife. Stab it with a knife.
Fuck you.
You're fucking monster.
Oh my god. Robert.
I thought I was...
Hey, no.
Super Barack Obama.
Let's add a little bit of mirin. Who knows how it'll make it taste. Oh god. Next, let's add some
Horse semen.
Holy god. So this is going to be a pretty simple broth. Make sure the number one thing that you're doing as you're making this broth is you got to be tasting it, or else you don't know where the freak it's at. So, first test. Oh. Yikes. I thought it would taste good. Let's add a little bit of soy. Now, we don't want to add too much soy sauce because we're making an extra soy-based thing with ginger and garlic. And that'll be the base.
This shit's so bad.
Want to taste this again? Well. Ooh. Yikes. It's,
Let me taste this.
Oh, it needs more of it.
Is it hot?
No, not at all.
That tastes like bread.
It really does taste like bread. Good thing I love bread. Should you have more chicken stock?
Just try to drown out the nasty.
There's one thing we have to do, and that's add a little bit more bone.
Yeah, just dig your meaty bone into my salt. You
Fuck, I'm just gonna let that cook. Now we're gonna make the other sauce thing. So we really want to rough chop on these. You're not eating it. You're just it's in the thing. You feel me? Oh god, shit ass. Holy fuck. Do you like paper in your soup?
No.
Well, sucks to suck. Holy fuck. Is it recording?
Yeah.
So the broth is still going, but we're gonna start with our soy sauce.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
Alright, save some for the sushi. We're gonna add a lot of pieces of garlic and some Some ginger. It's gonna impart a lot of flavor.
Josh,
Yeah?
is this gonna taste good?
No. So we're gonna let this cook down. This is gonna become a little thicker. Let's check on this broth and see if it's tasting any better. Wheat bread. So the next step is gonna be soft boiling some eggs. Avec un œuf. So we have 2 eggs in a pot. We're gonna get that going. Yeah. Once it boils, we'll cover it and let them sit for a minute. Yep.
I knew the mirin was a bad.
Stop!
No more mirin.
So the next thing we're gonna do is cook our pork.
Hello, bacon police. You've got too much bacon.
Yeah, you suck ass.
You.
That's just a jam session. Yep. Spy Kids 4.
Spy Kids should have left it where they were. Spy Kids, the first 3 Spy Kids movies were.
Are good. Even
They're
though
genius.
Game Over, like, they say
Wasn't
it's
even
bad,
that bad.
that one's like my favorite.
That was my favorite as a child.
Because I like the idea of it.
We've got a lot going on right here.
Let's worry about the soy sauce first. I'll turn the heat off for it. That'll probably come back on at some point. The bacon's cooking, which means it's going to be a little louder from this point on. I'll turn the broth on a low just to make sure not too much of it cooks off, because we're probably going to do about 2 cups of broth per guest. When you're making the bacon, you don't want it like extra crispy bacon. This is supposed to be mimicking more of a pork shoulder piece or a pork belly, which is a lot more chewy. Cook, baby, cook.
Robert, boil an egg, junkless. Fucking bitch.
This is sort of a quick ramen that tastes much worse. But it's
Much
so
worse.
much quicker. Let's flip this bacon once more. Here's some bacon impression.
Oh!
I'm gonna take the bacon and remove it. We do not want to make this too crispy.
Do you want me to kiss it?
Just put the bacon on a towel with paper towel. Let it take a rest. Bacon's got a nap too, baby. Not a good joke.
The voice is in my head.
Better.
Not really.
Suck.
Fuck you.
I feel you.
How long do eggs take to boil?
4.
Alright.
We're gonna start slicing up some green onion because green onion is the perfect topping for your soup. Eggs. Let it sit for 4 minutes. Now we're gonna thinly slice up some nori or dried seaweed to top with. Holy shit. Make sure to prepare a bath of
Horse semen.
while your eggs are cooking. Ooh, boiling water on your finger.
Take them,
So
egg.
get that same pot of water up to a boil again, because now we're going to be blanching some greens.
Get out of my
Oh
way.
my god. We'll just leave it on a low.
Oh! Mommy! So somebody just died.
So now that the water's boiling again, we're gonna take broccoli, clover, radish sprouts. You want to blanch your sprouts because they taste like shit, and they'll taste like slightly better shit when you cook them. Let's blanch those for about a minute or so. You know what? Fuck off. I like to start fires. Alright, now remove your sprouts. We're gonna get a little bit more water boiling. We're gonna add some salt to make this water.
Woo!
There's absolutely no shame in using pre-made noodles. We're just not gonna use any of the seasoning. We're gonna add a little bit of this. So let's taste this broth. It tastes like shit.
Water time.
Alright, so while this water is boiling for the noodles to go in, I think we should prepare our bowls. Alright, so to prepare this, we're gonna take the soy sauce, garlic, ginger. Drop your nudes in the water. No,
Soggy nudes.
cook for about 3 minutes.
We're coming down the home field. He's throwing a right-handed pass down the lane, and we can finally get cooking.
What the hell?
Let's
See? No. It's just your bits don't work. Like genuinely, we can edit this out, but like, I don't get it.
Well,
You make all these stupid. They don't make sense. Like you don't make sense. No,
joke.
like the shit you say. Can you make sense? We're making fucking ramen. Just talk about ramen. I don't get it. What the
Yes.
fuck? Just
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sir.
Yes, Mr. Sir. Can I have some fungus with that? I'm so big! You look like a goat. Bingus, get out, you rat.
Add a good amount of broth, more than you did the soy sauce. Pretty groovy. Noodles. Add a handful of bean sprouts, 2 pieces of your egg. Make sure you use chopsticks to be as authentic as possible. Good. Now that's cooking.
Fuck this model, and she just bleached her asshole, and I get bleach on my t-shirt. I'ma feel like an asshole. I was how I met her. We was how Tribeca under your skin if you let her. She got under your skin if you